So we're down to the final, looks like 22 minutes right now. And there hasn't been a lot of activity. So it's really has stayed here at about 138 for, geez, about a while now. So should be interesting to see what happens at the very last minute. So let's take a look at the bid history here. Two Doors, who is the current high bidder, that was back at 9:38 a.m. So that was a while ago. It's 12 noon, a little after 12 noon right now, and this bidding ends in about 20 minutes. So let's take a look at a little bit of the history of the past day or so. So the car sat at about 100,000 for quite a while until yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, yesterday we got a bid of 102, 115 by Venus de Milo here. And I think before that, it was $100,000, but it was days before that. So it set at 100 until the 4th. And it sat for a while there as well until yesterday. We went up to 105. So we got a comment here from Paul about the larger diameter wheels in the front. I think it looks good on the car, mainly because the car is lowered. If you were to put the 15s on a stock height DeLorean, they tend to stick out a little too much. But when you lower it, you start to get some more negative camber, so that actually helps the look of the car. But he went with the 15s mainly to fit those Ferrari brakes in there. The Ferrari brakes would not fit on with a 14-inch wheel. The smallest you can go is 15. As far as rubbing goes, I would definitely agree with that because they are a wider wheel. So you are going to get some rubbing in there, especially when you're driving it the way that Matt from the Smoking Tire was driving it in that one video. That was a pretty cool video showing how you can drive the car around, and he was definitely wasn't going too fast in the video, but he was taking around some turns and stuff. So there's going to be some rubbing, I think, because of those larger wheels in there, the wider wheels, a little bit more of a diameter, but the overall diameter of the wheel and tire setup is about the same as stock. It's just that they are wider. That's really the issue there, and I don't think he put spacers or anything on there. I think he left it the way it is. So here we are at 16 more minutes and no activity whatsoever. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with this. Are we going to see some last minute bids pop up, or is it just going to sit here at 138.88? And I have to comment, I'm so glad this is taking place during my lunch hour. So I think it was timed, at least for us California West Coast people, on Pacific Standard Time. I had wanted to start this live stream a little earlier, but I got caught up with work and couldn't get to it until about noonish. So we got 15 more minutes here. I gotta admit, they did a pretty good job with these videos and these photos on this car. Okay, so this one, this was a funny video. So an LS swap is definitely an option. There's a lot more support for it out there than a full custom job like the Kia Stinger build. So it's probably not a bad way to go. I mean, it's obviously proven to be pretty successful. So if you're interested in an LS swap, there's actually a Facebook group for those interested in going that route. Josh Shattenkirk is the sort of the administrator of that group, and he's actually put together a bunch of stuff to support the LS swaps. I think Nick is actually a kind of a regular contributor to that group as well, so he'll weigh in on a lot of stuff when it comes to just swapping in general. So LS swaps definitely a way to go. Yeah, and I agree. Work can wait. This is more important. Again, though, I am on my lunch break, so I'm glad that we are able to see what happens here in the last 12 minutes to go now. Yeah, condolences to those who read all 200 or so comments to date. So this comment from Nick came in at about 10:27 a.m. PST. Additional information. Currently the fastest DeLorean in the world. The performance data is listed in pictures 324 to 327. The original license plate for Virginia is included. That's pretty cool. Oh, interesting. The block-off plate for the direct injection pump has Mr. Fusion machined on it and is located on the right side valve cover. So that's a pretty cool little Easter egg he included with the car. Very subtle stuff here. And if you didn't know any better, really the only thing to the movie is the license plate McFlyin. So if you didn't know any better, if you didn't know about some of the Easter eggs that were included here. So we're still at 138.88. It's been that way since 9:38. It's now 12:15 p.m. on the West Coast. So let's see if we can find some of those Easter eggs. I thought he had uploaded a few photos towards the end here. There's one of them. October 21st, 2015. Here's some photos. I didn't even notice these when he was corner balancing the car. So that's one of the beauties of going with the KW suspension. So one of the comments that popped up on Facebook today about the car is, why a Kia engine? So that has actually come up a few times here and there. And Nick's response was that the motor is capable of abuse it would never see in the DMC. So with zero issues. It makes good power throughout the power band and is at 800 wheel horsepower in stock internals, plus it's an oddball engine to swap, which fits the DMC as it originally came with the PRV. Remember, the head of BMW left Kia, and the Stinger with the 3.3 was the result. Or the head of BMW left for Kia, and the Stinger with the 3.3 was the result. So 4.5 minutes left and no activity for several hours now. So we've got a prediction here of 158.88. I was thinking it would come in at 150 as well myself. Obviously, we're getting pretty close here in the final few minutes, so it could hit that much depending on who else is bidding here. And we do know there are a few sort of high bidders here that have bid over 100,000. All right, so we're up to 145 now. They're starting to come in. First bid in a few hours. Yeah, I want to see a last minute snipe too. You know it's going to happen. I mean, here we are, 5,000 away from 150K, and you still have 3 minutes. All right, Benjamin Owl just put in 146, 121. You gotta love the 121. I don't know about a world record. I thought at least the time machine went for like 170 or something like that recently. Wasn't a very nice build, but I mean, it brought in a lot. So I don't think, here we are at 147.5. I don't know that this is going to be a record. If it hits over the 170 or 178 or whatever that time machine just recently sold for earlier this year, it might break that record. Actually, the real record, if you want to get technical, one of the Back to the Future screen used stunt cars sold for 500,000 once upon a time. So the Shays own that one. 500,000 was a Part 3 stunt car. I don't think it was the Part 3 stunt car. It might have been. I don't know, but 500,000 I think is currently the record if you want to get technical. But just recently, a time machine, a replica time machine, and not a very good replica, sold for about, I think it was 178. Ooh, we broke 150. So here we are. Serial collector. Oh man. 151, and there's another 88. That's 152, 121. So you got 2 minutes to go. This can kind of go anywhere. So Benjamin Owl, who I've been following this auction since the beginning. He stopped at, here we are at 154. He stopped at like 65 and pulled out, and now he's back. So Serial Collector's back in at 154.88. So we have the 88s versus the 121s. Gotta love it. So will this be a world record outside of a time machine? Probably. So we're at 155, 121. I want to say Johnny Carson's DeLorean sold for like 110, and I thought that was pretty high. Even Prototype 1, if you want to get really technical as far as like stock DeLoreans, I don't consider that a stock DeLorean, but that sold for like 110, I think, several years ago. Johnny's sold for, I want to say, about the same, 110, something like that. Then there was the Discovery Plus feature that had the DeLorean that went up for auction to benefit the Michael J. Fox Foundation. I can't remember what that went for, though. I want to say it went for several 100,000. So Benjamin Owl is up to 158, 888. Can't get enough 88s in there. 160. So it's getting pretty exciting here, and we've got 1 minute 45 seconds left, and we're at 160,000. 162.81. Maybe the year. So this is definitely pretty crazy. At 166, 121. So will the final bid be a 121 or an 88? That's what I'm wondering. So I don't know how the bidding works, actually. Maybe I should click this button, but we're getting what, additional time. So I don't typically follow bring a trailer auctions, so I'm assuming that if there's some additional bids coming in, that the clock keeps getting extended until you just uh, whoever is last man standing kind of thing. Damn, 170. This could break 200,000 if we keep going in this way. Kind of slowing down a little bit. 174, 121. And that's Benjamin Owl. He really wants the car. Uh-oh, we're up to 177 now. You probably could buy a DeLorean and do the upgrade for less, but some people just don't want to go through that process. I know it took a long time, and it might just be easier for someone to say, hey, I'm just going to spend a premium on top of that and just see what happens, you know. So 178, 888 currently. So bid adds 2 minutes. Okay, now I know. And it makes sense. And we've got a total of 49 bids so far on this one. Yes, I agree. Some people would rather just buy it already done. So I think if I were to go this route, I would probably have it done. I don't know if I would just buy it already done, but that's just me. I can see why. Wow, 182 already. I can see why some folks would want to just buy it already done. The car's been proven. We've seen many videos about the car, including a race, which I personally think was kind of rigged in favor of the Warthog, but so we're at 182,000. Will it break 200? And we're at 183,888. So here we are at 188, 190, 190, 88. Yeah, and I do agree. It was a tremendous amount of engineering that went into this car. If you followed the build series, they yeah, it's pretty innovative stuff. So right, the second time around, probably cheaper since it worked out all the issues, but who knows? $192.81, 193.81. Damn, just broke 200,000. 201,510. So 2015 10. So October 2015. So Venus de Milo, who we saw him or her coming in bidding like I believe it was yesterday or a few days ago. So we finally broke 200,000, and there's already 56 bids and 239 comments. This could go for another half hour before somebody just gives in. Of course, 200,000 might have been a hard stop for a few of these bidders here. Oh, guess not. So we got 202,888. Now, this car is officially going to cost more than my house did. 205,81. So J.A. Marsden with the 81s. And 212, 121 from Venus de Milo. So a lot of the comments are coming in about the over $200,000 sort of milestone on the bidding here. And I didn't think it was going to hit 200. I was thinking around 150, but here we are at 212, 121. And less than a minute for somebody to come in with another bid. You gotta love these last minute comments coming in. Oh, 214.88. $214.88 by Serial Collector. Yeah, when the rest of Bring a Trailer stopped to watch history happen. Yeah, this is definitely history in the making right here. As far as how much the gold cars are worth, that's hard to say. It's really, uh, it's really about how much someone is willing to pay for those gold cars. So we're at 218.81. So if this is what a Restomod is going for, I need to get my pristine near Concours car revalued. I would agree. I mean, who knows what this is going to do to the market? I mean, we're got a engine swap car. Yeah, a lot of engineering went into it, right? And it is the world's fastest DeLorean. But here we are at 221, 212. 225.88. What is happening? Guys with all the money in the world. The sale wasn't predicted in the Gray Sports Almanac. Yeah, the comments here are killer. Car deserves 500,000. That might happen. 225.88. We're not quite halfway there yet, but 500,000. 226.88. This is what happens when rich people want something. So I haven't seen a bid from Benjamin Owl in a while, and he may be out of the running on this. Cue up Huey Lewis in the news. So Jace DMC is building a 3.0 liter twin turbo DMC. So many people have wanted a fast, reliable DeLorean. I bet this car shows up on Gumball or Gold Rush Rally at some point. So yeah, that's really the key here is a fast and reliable DeLorean. So here you go, right? 227.88. So by Serial Collector. I'm always curious to see what these guys have also bid on. This guy, he looks like just recently bought a Porsche for 167. Venus de Milo. I was checking out his or her bids and just picked up this Toyota Supra Turbo here last month for 105,000. So Venus de Milo is at 230, 121. That's the power of bring a trailer. Make like a tree and get out of here. Two thirty, 121. Getting pretty close. 17 seconds, 16 seconds, 14. This might be it. This might be it. I think it is. I think it is. That's it. Checking for. Oh no. Checking for last second bids. There we go. 231.5 by Serial Collector. Things are getting serious now. He's not putting. I don't know if he was putting 88 in there at 121 or 81. Here we go. 240. So we're approaching 250,000, a quarter of a million for the Hyper DeLorean, as we're calling it. Sold, yeah. Definitely not sold. Not yet. Pretty close, though. So, Serial Collector probably just hit the bid at like maybe 1 second before, just to, I guess, maybe add a little excitement. Yeah, definitely a long range sniper. So 68 bids, 240,121, 338 comments. Do we hear 250,000? Here we go again. 15 seconds. 241.21. Less than 10 seconds. Is Serial Collector going to put in another last second bid? 1 second. This might be it. Nope. He came in again. 242. And no messing around with the 88s and the 121s anymore. This is about getting the car now. 243. So Venus de Milo doesn't mess around. Doesn't wait till 1 second left. So this could easily go for 250. I'm going to call that. This is going to go to 250 for sure, minimum. I agree. This is more fun than watching the movie in some aspects. Every DeLorean out there is quickly changing their for sale ad. That could happen. They are giving us a show. Yes, this is very entertaining. He came in again. That's what she said. 250 is coming. Here we go again. 243. And we've got 10 seconds. What's going to happen? Is it going to be 243? 1 second. 1 second. Checking for last second bids. Nothing's coming through. 243. That might be it. That's it. That's it. $243,000. So the 250, I was wrong. Didn't quite get there. 243. Doc Brown and Marty are laughing their asses off. So a lot of people are posting about the value of their DeLoreans going up because of this. I don't know. That kind of to be determined, I think. Yeah, that's it. Back to work, folks. I still got about 10 minutes on my lunch. I might be able to go get a quick bite to eat before I get back. So there you have it, $243,000 after 70 bids. Venus de Milo, obviously a very serious bidder here. Didn't wait for serial collector to come in and just kept going up, right? Every Beverly Hills Car Club DeLorean for sale just went up an extra 15,000. That could happen as well. So I don't think normal DeLorean values should be based off or affected by this. I would, I don't know. The popularity of the car, just in general. Then you've got this car, which is really one of the most famous DeLoreans currently. A very well known car. It's a very unique car. It's currently the only sort of example of its kind here with the Kia Stinger twin turbo. Although twin turbo DeLoreans are very common, LS swap DeLoreans are very common in terms of engine swaps. But world's fastest DeLorean would probably be at least for the long haul, probably one of the most famous DeLoreans. So $243,000. I honestly didn't think it would hit more than 150, but 243, that's pretty good. So I'm checking to see if Nick. So what is this here? Oh. Simpsons Gummy Venus de Milo. That's funny. So the winner just posted this YouTube video here. So the comments are coming in pretty quick here. Oh, there we go. So at 12:48, just a few minutes ago, Nick congratulated the winner, Venus de Milo, $243,000 for the Hyper DeLorean. Yeah, 420 comments, 42,000 plus views. So this is a comment from Bring a Trailer. Got to put our at least one more message in here, right? Awesomest isn't really a word, but whatever. So that was amazing live stream here on DeLorean Tech. Very exciting result. Congratulations to Venus de Milo on landing an awesome DeLorean. And I say quite possibly the awesomest one out there today. I think it is. And obviously congratulations to Nick Reid on the sale. That's I don't know how much he spent overall on the build. Rumors are out there about 120, something like that. I really don't know. I don't know if that's just the build for the build, if that's with the car, how much we spent on the car, all that. But $243,000 is pretty damn good. But as far as this affecting the value of DeLoreans, it's all kind of to be determined. It's obviously this is not a stock DeLorean. The highest we've seen time machines go. This definitely blew away the last one, which earlier this year, I think a time machine went for like 178. I don't remember. It was a video bob build, like a first gen quick video bob build. I think he actually published a video talking about that and how sort of like not embarrassed. I guess he was embarrassed on that particular one because they wanted it really quick, so he just kind of threw it together. But to see it go for that much was kind of eye opening, right? But this one flew past that and then some. Yeah, and Johnny Carson's. We talked about Johnny Carson's DeLorean. Went for 110,000. That one's basically a stock DeLorean. Really just sold for that much, mainly because hey, Johnny Carson owned it, right? And I guess it might have been the same one that he got locked in to. Not sure though. I don't know how many he had, to tell you the truth. So Colin Bennett says that definitely doubled the value of my DeLorean. Hey, I mean, sales, DeLorean sales, and how much they fetch is really a combination of what people are willing to pay, but also what the sellers are listing them for. And if you've got a really awesome car out there, a few of us have that, that could fetch a premium because people don't want to go through the engine swap process, or they don't want to go through the restoration process. A lot of that is very nerve-wracking, and people don't like to go through nerve-wracking experiences and wondering what the status of their car is, and watching that that overall cost just kind of creep up, right? I mean, it's almost like a black hole. You're just throwing money into it, People want something that's turnkey, and they may be willing to pay a premium for it, right? So if your car is well known, or if it's obviously in great shape and the community is familiar with the car, you might be able to get more for it than Beverly Hills Car Club or a project. Some of these project cars going for like high 20s, low 30s. I think I've seen a few just oddball project cars. People are just asking like 40, 45, 50, whatever it is, right? So it's kind of all over the place right now. But here we are at $243,000 for this DeLorean, which, obviously the fastest DeLorean in the world currently. But, not a famous DeLorean in terms of, ownership, right? For example, Johnny Carson's DeLorean, right? Which really fetched $110,000 because it was Johnny Carson's, right? The popularity of the car, especially on YouTube, you can do a web search on this car. There's tons of articles about it on every website you can imagine on cars, and it's pretty crazy how much exposure this car has received to date. And everyone's familiar with it. Everybody knows about it. The entire community knows about it, and it's worldwide. We have people in Europe that are familiar with the car. We have people all over the world that know about this car, right? All right, everybody. I've got to get back to work. It's almost 1 o'clock. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed kind of tuning in on this auction here in the last final moments to see it get up to 243,000. That said, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.